IKEA reminds the customers to please not masturbate inside its stores. And live American sports returns to ESPN with professional cornhole. And in order to survive the lockdown, Russia recommends staying angry at your family for less than 10 minutes if you could. These are the weird stories for Tuesday. This is Weird AF News. I'm your host, Jonesy. I'm happy to be here. This is the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian. I have three weird, humorous stories from around the world. Maybe we'll learn something and hopefully entertain you during your little isolation or whatever it is that you're going through.
Smoke a fatty and laugh it up with Jonesy in Weird AF News. Oh, yeah.
IKEA wants to remind their customers to please don't masturbate inside our stores. This is after a woman was caught on camera masturbating while half naked in a Chinese IKEA store, and it's prompted the Swedish furniture company to pledge stricter security. The 2-minute pornographic clip, which I watched for research purposes because I want to get my facts straight before I do Weird AF News. I didn't take any pleasure in watching this video. It was strictly for business. I'm very professional here. I just want to get my facts straight before I dive into a story. As you know, I didn't enjoy it at all. That woman taking off her shirt in an IKEA store. It shows her wearing just a white shirt. It's like a button-down business shirt, like a men's shirt. And she's pleasuring herself in various sections of the store. I don't approve. As other shoppers walk by, the woman initially sits on a chair touching herself and thrusts her buttocks towards the camera. She then sits on a bed with her legs spread and at one point seemingly catching the eye of some other customer walking past, a male, before taking off her shirt in a more secluded spot in the store. This woman is so daring. This video is like they're going all over the place. They don't even care that customers are walking by. It's unbelievable what they're doing. After the X-rated footage went viral, it was soon scrubbed from Chinese social media, as they typically do. Scrubbed, that means removed, right? I assume. IKEA had a statement. We resolutely oppose and condemn this kind of behavior. Yes, we condemn it. And immediately we reported this to the police in the city of the suspected store. They don't even know who this woman is. They don't even know what store it is. Like, they all look the same. How do you know? They also said that a quote, even more careful security and public cleanliness measures will be taken, and we encourage customers to browse stores in an orderly and civilized way, and preferably with your clothes on. Chinese citizens can face up to 10 days administrative detention for deliberate public nudity. Whoa, boy, watch yourself. While those who upload and disseminate obscene content online actually face up to 15 days detention and a fine of 3,000 yuan, which is just about $425. Not only do they don't know what store or who this person is, they don't even know when the video was taken, but people are assuming, because nobody in the clip is wearing a face mask, it was filmed before the coronavirus outbreak. This is not the first explicit video to cause a stir on China's tightly controlled social media platforms. A Beijing branch of the Japanese clothing store Uniqlo became infamous in 2015 after a clip of a couple having sex in one of its changing rooms went viral. Police arrested 5 people, including the young couple in the video, over this matter. The clip severely violates socialist core values, the Chinese Cyberspace Administration said at that time. And I'm sure this clip here in IKEA severely violates socialist core values as well. But I got to say, it's pretty creative and daring. And nobody was harmed in the filming of this that I can see. So why don't? It's artwork, in my opinion, right? It's just a little performance piece highlighting some of humanity's greatest qualities, really. And why be ashamed of our sexuality, huh? Why not? Why not just take it off in an IKEA? What is that furniture there for anyways, all right? You're going to test it out to sleep on it. You're going to test it out you want to know what it's like to touch yourself on some of this furniture, right? So why not just try it right in the store, okay? They should have furniture on one side of the room, of the showroom. Hey, this is for sleeping on and laying on for comfortability. And then the same piece of furniture on the other side of the room. This is to touch yourself and see if you enjoy yourself on our furniture when you're touching yourself. And you pull a curtain around it so nobody sees you. And then you send somebody in to sanitize it afterward. Is this a terrible idea? Yes, I'm joking. This will never happen. In fact, I'll go so far as to say this is the worst idea I've ever had. Live American sports return to ESPN with the Cornhole Competition. On Saturday, American sports returned to ESPN with an unlikely hero, the ACL, also known as the American Cornhole League. I had no idea there was an American Cornhole League. I had no idea this was a professional sport on the national level. I just thought this was a game that you played with your drunk blackout friends on the side of your house at a frat party. While live sports made a comeback earlier this week with South Korean baseball, and I don't know if you guys saw the clips or photos of that, but something hilarious was happening at the South Korean baseball game. They had cardboard cutouts of fans in the stands. So just to give the illusion that there was some fans in the stands, I don't know what, what effect that they wanted with that. It seemed to make it creepy, if you ask me. Cardboard cutouts of people in the stands. I was wondering if they used sound effects of the crowd either booing or cheering, but I didn't listen to the clip. I don't know. I'd imagine they did something like that. Well, ACL Cornhole Mania 2020 began broadcasting to live events at noon on ESPN. There was a doubles competition and a singles competition. Oh, check it out. It took place in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Competing individuals all wore masks and maintained social distancing, of course. The players were screened for the coronavirus and required to drive to the event. I don't know what that means. Drive alone to the event, I assume. I guess there's not a team bus for cornhole. That's what's going on. This is a sport, though, that you can play and maintain your social distancing, though. I approve of cornhole as a sport during the coronavirus. I'm not sure if I approve of it being broadcast on ESPN. I don't know how entertaining this sport is to watch. I mean, I can't even watch my real friends play at the barbecue. I'm so bored with it. I don't know how alluring it's going to be on ESPN national television. But I know ESPN is desperate to get some sports to us. They're trying their best. I mean, it's like it's going to be lawn darts. It's going to be frisbee golf. Some really maybe some drinking games like Flip Cup or something. I mean, they're desperate at this point, clearly. In a press release, ESPN Executive Vice President of Programming Burke Magnus, what an amazing name that is. I am Burke Magnus. I am a Roman porn god. Burke Magnus said that a live competition may be able to unite viewers while watching in their own homes. I think Burke Magnus has a very, very overly confident opinion of what it's like to watch cornhole on TV. Here's another quote from Burke. These past 2 months, we've seen the importance of shared experiences in uniting us all. We look forward to continuing that with the upcoming ACL Pro Qualifier. I am Burke Magnus. Are you not entertained? I'm bringing you cornhole. Are you not entertained? Besides cornhole and South Korean baseball, live sports have begun a slow rollout as some events have been announced as some restrictions have been lifted, but athletes and staff are still taking precautions. Other sports have made adjustments and movements forward to have games and practices in 2020. NASCAR announced it would begin having races with Chicagoland's NASCAR Cup Series race scheduled for May 17th. That's exciting if you're into NASCAR, which I'm not, and I still question whether or not this is an actual sport. Sorry, guys. The NFL rolled out their anticipated schedule for the fall season last Thursday, and the NBA began allowing teams to reopen practice facilities for individual workouts. What will become of baseball, I wonder? Is spring training happening? I don't know. Maybe one of you know. I'm a big sports fan, though. I would like to see sports come back, but I realize that some of them are too dangerous and can't probably come back as quickly as some of the others. I don't know how you do the NBA and football. These are up close and personal contact sports, and that just might be too dangerous for the time being. That might have to wait a year. I don't know. I don't want it to. I'm a huge sports fan, but I don't know what you do. What do you guys think? Call the show, Weird AF News, 646-450-2012. What sport do you miss, and what sports do you think should come back sooner than others? And is it okay to have sports? Or should we just, be subjected to watching live cornhole or people play solitaire on ESPN 5? Is that what we have to do? I can't endure that. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast Too difficult? No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast, good luck with your creation, good luck with your life, man. To better survive the coronavirus lockdown, Russia recommends staying angry at your family for less than 10 minutes, please. If you've been self-isolating with some relatives and your loved ones since the coronavirus lockdown measures went into effect, it's likely that you've gotten fed up over the weeks with their company, at least once. Luckily, Russia's health ministry has a solution to your woes. Simply make sure you stay angry at them for no more than 10 minutes. The recommendations appear in an aptly named advisory called How to Survive Self-Isolation and Not Go Crazy, which was recently published by the Health Ministry's website. I love this. Look, they give a damn, all right? They give a damn about family relationships during this time. It's very important. Here's a quote from them. It's permissible to be angry at other family members, but not for more than 3 to 10 minutes. That's what the guide says. After that, you should forgive the other person, it says. You should calm down and you should ask yourself, were you right or were you wrong? If you were wrong about something, please apologize. I love how they think that we can control our anger. Just don't be more angry than... Just in 3 minutes, just stop the anger. Okay. I don't know if you've ever been angry at a relative, but these things last 3 minutes. It's 3 days in my family. I don't know what you're talking about, Russia. Like, what do you think? We're super people? How? Are you going to send some door-to-door counselors to help us not be angry for more than 10 minutes? I mean, that's what we would need. We need intervention, okay? We don't need to just tell our minds to please. Hey, you know what? I'm going to tell myself not to be angry, and it's just going to kick in, okay? I really want to strangle you right now, but in 3 minutes, I'm going to tell you I love you and hug you. According to the recommendations compiled by the Health Ministry's chief psychiatrist, Zorab Kekalidze, I really butchered that name, families should openly communicate and create a shared routine based on the interests of each family member. Following these guidelines can ensure, quote, a general positive attitude within the household, as well as the personal space of each family member. The advisory comes as Russian lawmakers and activists warn that coronavirus lockdown measures have sparked a surge in domestic violence across the country. Oh, and divorce, I'd imagine. Unbelievable. You find yourself getting a divorce over Zoom these days, right? That's how you do it. Our lawyers will meet on Zoom. You get in that room, I'll be in this room on our laptops. Now, listen, I love the health ministry's intention behind this, but I mean, I think it doesn't take into consideration human psychology, which is you just can't decide when the hell you're going to not be angry. People rub you the wrong way, and when you're in close quarters with relatives especially, it can really get ugly, and only time can heal, man. And that time that heals, it's not 3 minutes, it's not 10 minutes, it's days, okay? Hours at least. I think it's very helpful to have a place where you can go to get away from each other, and some of us don't have that space. And so if you don't, what do? You know, not all of us have the luxury of having a garage to go to take big wood and chop it into small wood as we deal with our anger, you know. How many husbands do that? But if you don't have that, you know, that luxury, you're stuck in a studio apartment with a wife and 3 kids. I mean, what do you do? I mean, this is a difficult situation. Luckily, I'm not in that situation. I'm not locked up with relatives. Goodness, I don't know how I would survive. I don't know how you guys are doing it. But there's got to be a way to get yourself some personal space. If you're not allowed to go out, that's a problem, because sometimes just a walk around the block can really let off some steam and get your head straight. Perhaps I don't know, perhaps smoking some cannabis would, that's what I recommend. Everybody in the cannabis, get the cannabis into your life. You know, if the whole family's high, I mean, where's the fight gonna come from at that point? It's just, you guys, you might be fighting over the food in the fridge, but you know, that's about it. I don't know. Is marijuana available in Russia? No, you know, we smoke spliff and eat frozen pizza. Is Russia. If you like podcasts, check out Spotify. You can listen to all your favorite artists and podcasts in one place for free. You don't even need a premium account. Spotify has a huge selection of podcasts on every topic, including this one that you're listening to right now. And you can easily share what you're listening to with friends on Instagram as well. So download the Spotify app, search for your favorite podcast, and also make sure to follow Weird AF News and never miss an episode. Yes, download Spotify and make your life easier.
Well, I guess it would be nice if you listen to weird news. I know not everybody I really likes our weird news.
What's up, guys? This is Jonesy. Yes, I'm singing some George Michael for you there, in a way. Yeah, thanks for listening to the episode. Please give it a rating if you could. I get some good ratings. I like to read a few, and one crappy one as well. Here's a review from Kelly. She wrote, I accidentally started listening to this podcast a couple years ago by adding it to my morning routine on my Google Home. I have since fell in love with it and literally cannot begin my mornings without it. Jonesy is just a funny guy, so confident, and he really cares about all of his listeners. I do care. It's funny on top of everything else. Give it a try for a couple of weeks. Listening to just one episode won't do the podcast any justice. Be sure to check out Friday's episodes as well. Wow, this is amazing, Kelly. I should hire you as my PR person. Why not? Someone else wrote, love the stories. Hard to believe some of the stories he talks about are true, but also not surprising. In these dire times, humor is needed. Yes, in these dire times, humor is needed. I totally agree. Someone else wrote, funny, but not enough of the weird news. Mostly just the guy talking. Not very funny or weird. I don't know. I guess there's some weird news out there that is way weirder than what I'm doing. I don't know where you get that weird news. Is it weird news from a different galaxy? I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to find the weirdest news on planet Earth that's in English. So these are my limitations. Okay, I don't have a time machine or a spaceship, so I don't know where to get weirder news than this. But if you have any suggestions on where I can get even more weirder news, please throw them my way. I mean, apparently some people don't think this is weird enough. And mostly just the guy talking. I mean, I'm sorry. I've been trying to sing too, so I've been singing some of this. Maybe I should do more of that. And I don't know how else to deliver the news other than talking. I'm sorry. I'm very limited to just my mouth noises that I make to give you. This is called a podcast, sir or ma'am. I don't know if you know, if you knew the medium that you're in, but podcasts are people talking. The last I checked, so you could take your 2 stars, and you know where you can put them. Right up your fiery crotch. All right, how about that? That's a callback from yesterday. Those of you who listen to the show. But, oh man, hey, look, I don't mind getting some criticism for the show, but at least don't be a dummy about it. I don't like this. The guy's just talking the whole time. Sheesh, what are we doing? Yeah, these reviews. That review was on Amazon. As you can see, I get just the worst reviews are on Amazon. Everything on iTunes has been pretty positive, but man, Amazon, I don't know what's going on over there. So if you guys could really help me by giving a review on Amazon to offset some of these dumb ones from idiots, and I can't get it off. I can't. Not that I want to. I'll leave it there, no problem. It brings down my rating, but what the hell? What am I gonna do? You know? But you could offset it by leaving me a positive 5-star review if you'd like. You don't even have to write very much. Just be like, I love to listen to Weird AF News after I smoke a bowl, and that's sufficient for all of us, I think. Even like a thumbs up, Jonesy. I don't care, but yeah, if you could go on to Amazon and do that, I would so appreciate that. Oh man, I so love reading these. The bad ones are the best. The best. You guys can reach out to me. I left the phone number, by the way, so you could call that, and if any of the stories you have an opinion on, please share it. For instance, if you live in Russia and know something about Russian isolated family life, please call. I would love to hear your accent because mine needs improvement, I think. You can email me as well, funnyjones@gmail.com. And on Instagram, it's @funnyjones. On Twitter, @funnyjones. And on Facebook, Comedian Jonesy. I have a Patreon that I use to pay for keep the lights on, as they say. So if you wanted to donate to the show, you can check out the Patreon, patreon.com/weirdafnews. And it's not just a donation into the void and you don't get anything out of it. It can unlock a lot of extra content based around Weird AF News as well, and you can even meet some of the people that are in there. We have a nice crew in there of supportive, friendly people from around the world. So the Patreon's dope. Check it out, patreon.com/weirdafnews. Thank you for the call-ins, by the way. I'm going to publish a couple of those right after this. And I hope you're safe. I love you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, Jonesy. This is Fozia. I just wanted to say hi, and I'm so glad you're keeping up with the podcast. I'm so glad you're still okay. So glad you're still okay because you are literally the only thing keeping me sane at this point. You checked up on me like a couple days ago, maybe a few weeks ago. I don't know. I have lost track of time. So anyway, just keep keeping on. You're the only reason why I remember when it's Friday because Florida Fridays. And yeah, keep it up.
Hey, Jonesy, it's Michael from Iowa City calling. I really enjoyed the Florida Fridays stories that you did, especially the one about the man who was camping out on Disney's Discovery Island, the abandoned island that they had on their property. The man claimed that he didn't know that he wasn't supposed to be there. He claimed he didn't hear the loudspeakers, that he never saw the no trespassing signs, that, he had gotten in the boat, the Disney property boat. He drove it to the island and he was just hanging out there on the Disney property in their little cabin. And he never heard the circling helicopters, never saw the police officers or the security guards searching for him, that he never heard them calling out his name or, calling out for him to be found over the loudspeakers, the choppers, It was just hilarious to see him take the Donald Shaggy Trump defense. It wasn't me. I didn't hear you. I didn't see you. I never saw the signs. Complete innocence, complete ignorance of the law, complete, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil kind of Trump defense that he was taking. I say Shaggy, and not as in the Scooby Gang Shaggy, but the singer Shaggy. It wasn't me. I call this the Donald T. Rump defense. He'll, just like when he had the situation with the COVID-19 virus. Oh, Trump was in charge. He had everything under control. It was him. Then he realized that the better stance was, no, I'm going to let the governors be responsible for this. I'm going to allow them to be in charge. I have all the power and the control, but I'm going to grant them the authority to be in charge. Because that way, when things go bad, and when, we have a spike in the number of cases again, well, then he'll be able to blame it on the governors. And, that way he's not at blame for anything. I hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. And I can blame it on someone else. It wasn't me. I didn't see it. I didn't do it. I don't know anything about it. Just like this guy on the island. It wasn't me. The Trump defense. Take care, Jonesy. Love you, man.
Hi.